Do you have an entrepreneurial mindset? Watch this video to find out. Before we jump into it, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe down below. We do a ton of content like this on the channel. Do you have an entrepreneurial mindset? You might be wondering if you're watching this video, and I want to answer that for you. What are some of the signs that you were meant to be an entrepreneur? What are some of the signs, the things that you might have done in childhood, the things that you might be doing now that prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that you are meant to start a business and change the world and impact society for the better or worse, depending on the quality of entrepreneur you want to be? Let's break it down in today's video. Now, I want to give a caveat, okay? A little side note here. As you guys know, or maybe you don't know, I'm assuming you're actually new to this channel. So I am Alex Berman. I'm a 7-figure entrepreneur. I run A&R Ventures. I'm the managing partner over there where we have investments in a ton of different SaaS companies, everything from LeadShark to Taplio to Omni and a bunch of other stuff that we're working on. I also run a 7-figure agency, X27, and we have a group of students that we consult on entrepreneurship inside of Email 10K Ultimate. So I'm entrepreneuring pretty hard right now, doing various entrepreneurial tasks. And I experienced entrepreneurship from a young age. And that's what I want to talk about in today's video. But the caveat I wanted to give is it does not matter what your past situation was. It doesn't matter if you haven't sold Pokemon cards as a kid or you weren't messing around with eBay when you were 8 years old. None of that matters if right now you decide to make the commitment to sell something to somebody in the next 24 hours. Because regardless of whether you're wired to be an entrepreneur, the thing that makes entrepreneurs is the ability to start businesses and make sales. So if you just go out there, you make $1 right now, then you're wired to be an entrepreneur. There's no reason to look into your past and see these 3 zodiac signs are meant to be entrepreneurs and the rest of them aren't. There's no reason to look at that. People born in this birth month are meant to be entrepreneurs. If you're expecting some kind of astrology thing here, it's just not going to happen. Because if you're out there, you're making money, then you're meant to be an entrepreneur. So regardless of what else I say in this video, that's the main thing. So what are the signs? I've talked to thousands of entrepreneurs, and there are a few things that they did early in life that prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that they were meant to be entrepreneurs. What are those things? Well, typically everyone I know that's an entrepreneur has been addicted to video games hardcore at some point in their life. All of these new entrepreneurs were either playing RuneScape or playing World of Warcraft or Call of Duty or some video game for 12 hours a day, unable to be removed from their computer. Why does that matter? Well, if you're addicted to a video game on the computer, what's interesting is you get your dopamine from the internet. You get your pleasure from a machine, and you are fine with looking at a screen for 12 hours straight. There is very little difference between running an online business and playing World of Warcraft. It's just instead of being an orc killing boars, you're an Alex writing tweets, or you're a you sending cold emails. That's all the difference is. It's just a different game with a different skin. So if you were very addicted to a video game as a kid, you've proven now that when something captures your interest, you can put in hour after hour after hour after hour, and you can get whatever task you need to get done. So being addicted to video games as a kid, huge sign of becoming an entrepreneur. And if you're not an entrepreneur yet, and you're maybe older, you still play video games, I would highly recommend quitting video games and starting to get your dopamine from online business instead. I haven't played a video game in about 2 months. And from the moment that I stopped, I instantly had to get that dopamine somewhere. And it drove me to Twitter. It drove me to Slack. It drove me to talking to customers and building these businesses. And now instead of gaining experience on an experience bar, I gain experience on Chart Mogul, watching our MRR go up, watching our monthly recurring revenue of these SaaSes go up. I get that same pleasure that I got completing quests in World of Warcraft. So playing video games, major early sign. Another big sign is everybody that I know that is a successful entrepreneur was making money in some way at an early age. For me, I was selling random stuff from my mom's house on eBay to try to pocket some extra cash, camera bags or, random knickknacks, whatever I could take. My mom is a hoarder, so she would always hoard like all sorts of random nonsense around the house. And so I would just try to sell that on eBay. Another thing that we did as kids was we would sell Pokemon cards in our neighborhood. So people would drive by and we'd try to sell them Pokemon cards in the neighborhood. So if you are a kid, maybe that's what you were doing. There were other kids when I was growing up that would sell burnt CDs. Like when I was young, the Backstreet Boys were a big thing, in the pre 9/11 world. And so if you wanted the latest Backstreet Boys album, you'd get it from your friend. Or whatever, you'd put in an order. I just remember in elementary school, there was one kid, you'd put in an order, he would use Napster or whatever to download the files, and then he would give you a CD for a few bucks the next day. So if you were one of those kids, you've got it. And any sort of entrepreneurial thing counts. I'll use this as a segue to the next one, which this is an entrepreneurial, let's say optional thing. But number 3 is you exhibited money-making skills as a teenager as well. So in high school, whether you were, selling weed or selling beats, you were doing some kind of thing to make money as a high schooler as well. This one, I didn't really do, I wasn't really into drugs. I wasn't selling drugs or anything like that. But I know quite a few people who I can't say their name, obviously, who were dealers in high school that are now very, very successful 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs in today's world. So there's something about that hustle, about making money from nothing, and about doing whatever it takes that really helps and is a major point. It's a major green flag when it comes to becoming an entrepreneur. For me in high school, I didn't really make too much money, but I did work on my skill, which was consuming information and then talking about it later. That was my main skill. Plus, I was addicted to World of Warcraft. So all I would do is spend all day on Reddit consuming information or other blogs, reading content and stuff like that, which eventually turned into this career that I have now. As a YouTuber, how do I have so much stuff to talk about? It's because I spend even more time than I spend talking consuming content. And that is a skill that I honed in high school. So there you go. Now, what's weird about all of these signs, selling random stuff from around your house, burning CDs to sell to your friends, even drug dealing. What's weird about all of these signs, being addicted to video games, is this is the exact opposite that our parents wanted us to do. I remember our stepdad at one point was so mad that we were playing video games that he unplugged the internet in the house. He's just wanted us to not play games ever. When it turns out that was actually exactly what we needed to become entrepreneurs. Our parents wanted us to go play outside when really looking at the computer was the key to building our fortunes and building our wealth here in the metaverse, which we're engaged in. You're watching YouTube right now. And technically this is the metaverse. Because I'm not here in your house, but it feels like I am because you're watching me on a screen. So all of the things that they said were bad for us were actually good for us. Who knew? So that's my advice. I don't have any parenting advice. I don't have kids. But I know if I had kids, maybe it'd be better to encourage them to look at their screen for 12 hours a day. I don't know. I know if people didn't bother me all the time, maybe I'd be getting more done. I was raised very well. So those are the signs. Those are the signs of being an entrepreneur. Did you exhibit any of these signs as a child? Let me know down in the comments below. Would love to get a conversation going. Did you play RuneScape? Did you play WoW? Were you selling illegal drugs or burned CDs? Let me know. Let me know if you were shocked by my age and why I'm talking about Backstreet Boys and life pre 9/11. How old do you think I am? Let me know down in the comments below. Smash that like button to encourage this type of content on YouTube, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.